How we doing there, boys and girls? Mantis here and welcome back to another video. So today I've got a short little clip from our stream that we did earlier on today. I dropped a couple of knowledge bombs really early on in this stream, and I was in the process of trying to work out exactly what it was I said and exactly how I phrased it, and I realised, well, hey, I'm probably not going to be able to explain this as well as I did the first time round. So for the purpose of this video today, we're going to dive straight into a little highlight. It's in regards to the fact that we've been running a Zero to Hero challenge on the channel. We're trying to take a brand new character on a brand new server up in terms of gold value. The first thing we obviously have to do is level our characters, but of course that first few thousand gold when you're totally brand new to a server is a lot more difficult to come by than you would first think. You haven't got the luxury of being able to go out and easily skin heavy callous hide and turn 20,000-30,000 gold an hour. You've really got to grind out from the beginning. But this clip will give you a bit of an indication to some of the thought processes I go through when it comes to starting making gold, and if you find some rare items, how you can get them to sell quickly and easily. So I won't go into too much detail here. I'll let the video talk for itself, but remember, boys and girls, drop a like on the video. It really does help me and my channel grow, and I'd highly appreciate it. And of course, if you enjoy World of Warcraft and the gold making scene, please consider subscribing. Daily content, daily streams, what more can I say? But I'll leave it for there today, boys and girls. Enjoy the clip and I'll catch you next time. Peace. Because my whole point about this is I want it to be quick and simple to set up so that it can be replicated very, very quickly. That's the plan, because of course once we've got the one character set up, the character that I'm leveling, the druid, is literally only there for the purpose of generating that initial amount of gold. Once we've got a stack of cash, then it will be handed off to our main bank character, and the bank character will then be the dude that, you know, does all of the stuff. And then we will move on to a new realm and replicate the same process again. And eventually, when you've done this process 5-10 times across 5-10, maybe even 15, maybe even 20 different realms, then all of a sudden you find that you can just passively, with very little actual time investment, and that's the key thing for me here, it's the time investment. You want to spend maybe 5 to 10 minutes per account per day relisting auctions that haven't sold and doing a quick scan of the auction house to see if there's anything worth buying, and then moving on. And eventually, if you're doing that consistently on multiple servers, then your overall gold total just, you know, slowly but surely rises all over the place. Oh, we've sold something. Everything else appears to have expired. No issues with that. We do have, though, 7,500 gold. We over doubled our gold, I think, yesterday, just by doing some simple flips. I'll run down my TSM ledger for you guys so you can see what it was I was doing. But it was just simply for maybe an hour yesterday, not a huge amount of time. I got slightly bored of leveling, but for maybe an hour yesterday, I just was keeping my eyes on the auction house, doing a refresh of some of the materials, and spotted a few things that popped up cheap, snagged them, relisted them, got them resold, and you know, repeat that process a few times and you're off to the races. We sold some Borean leather, a curved dagger, silver lined belt. Now see, I knew we'd sell these. These were like, this was a random transmog item that was a 0.01 sell rate item, but for some reason it was being listed at like 10k gold. Or it had a market value of like 10k gold. So we were like, well, if we post it at just under 10%, it's going to show up on people's like sniper scans and stuff. So we knew that if we really lowballed this, we'd get it sold pretty quickly. And 475 gold to us at this point in the game is 10% of our epic flying skill. So that's what's really important to us right now. Revenue, sales. So this silver line belt, here we go. Yeah, 0.01 sale rate on this thing. Realistically had no chance in hell of ever selling anytime soon, at least, for the 4,000 or 5,000 gold that it sort of claimed to be valued at. So we really lowballed it. I looked at the regional sale average for this item, and the regional sale average was 581 gold. So it's like, well, we looted it. We didn't do anything special to get it. 475 gold. You know, really lowball it, get it out there, and as you can see, bang, overnight it sells. That's how you sell 0.01 sell rate items. You really lowball them. The person that bought this, there's absolutely no way that they bought it for the purpose of using it. They bought it as a flipping opportunity. So they're now probably willing to take the risk of listing this 100 times and it's still not selling. But of course, they've got themselves a deal. I consider the fact I got myself a deal. Everybody's happy, right? This is a big thing with Transmog. This is not that I'm not particularly planning on like busting any myths or anything, but during this Zero to Hero series, I am looking into running a whole bunch of dungeons, finding a whole bunch of Transmog pieces, and rather than just reporting on what their value is, which is usually massively inflated, I'm going to go into details about actually how you can sell those things and what is the realistic value that if you're lucky enough to get a really rare drop, you've got two options. You either spend 100 days relisting it on the auction house at market price for it potentially not to sell, or you list it at 10% of its value, sell it to somebody that's willing to try and flip it, and get your gold nearly instantly. I think that is how you should handle Transmog, especially at the beginning when you're building your inventory up. The sort of the mid-tier Transmog stuff that's relatively popular, relatively easy to get your hands on, has a 2,000 to 3,000 gold value. They're the kind of items that every time you get one, you should be banging it out on the auction house for 200 gold a piece. Deep undercutting whatever's on the auction house, selling it to somebody that's willing to spend the time reselling it, because you need, when you're starting with gold making, you just need gold and you need it quickly. So we'll look at that in a little bit more detail, but you can see already on this realm I've sold over 5,000 items. We've had a turnover of over 19,000 gold already on this realm. This is just from like buying, selling, focusing mainly on current content materials. You can look at the dashboard. You can see in just literally a few days, we've gone all the way up to it seems to believe that we've got, oh yeah, we probably have got about 12,000 gold on this realm now. Now I know, yes, 12,000 gold in a few days. That's 12,000 gold is literally an hour worth of skinning in Shadowlands. But of course, you have to get to Shadowlands first. That's the point. So we're leveling our character. We're getting there slow and steady. But sales, average sales per day, 10,000 gold in sales a day. Top item that we've sold is Soul Dust. This is what this was the big win I got yesterday. If I go to revenue, probably resale, and then Soul Dust. Soul Dust yesterday we got a big win on. We were able to buy a whole bunch of it at or around 5 gold a piece. Somebody really lowballed it, and then somebody lowballed it at like 4 gold. Just 4 of them for like 5 gold a piece. And then a few minutes later somebody posted under that. Multiple sellers were posting under that 5 gold. So I annoyingly at the time didn't even have enough liquid gold to buy all of it, so I only had to buy, I bought out some of it. Obviously somebody else came in and swooped up the rest of it, but it meant that I had 450 Soul Dust, which I got relatively cheaply for about 5 gold a piece, and I flipped it back out for considerably more. From 5 gold, over doubled my money on that, which doesn't sound like a massive win to some people, but at this point in the game, this was huge for me. That flip alone pretty much has paid for my epic flying, which is really nice. And this is what you hope to do when you spread yourself out on many realms. You just want that one opportunity on each realm each day to spend some gold and make some gold. And if you do that 20 times, then all of a sudden you're in for a good time. I see a lot of people who like to try and get into flipping. They enjoy the thought process of flipping in terms of buying and selling. And they're always the first question always is, well, what do I buy and what do I sell? And the answer's easy. You buy stuff that's cheap and you sell it for more. What that item is could be any item in the game. It really doesn't matter. The point is, though, you just have to find that cheap item and know what you can sell it for, and then, you know, if it's cheap, buy it. So it's really difficult when people say, well, what should I be buying and selling? Because you know, not everything if it's cheap and nothing if it's not. But yeah, so this was a big win for me yesterday. Obviously, I had the advantage yesterday that it was Wednesday. Wednesday obviously meant that materials were just like flying off the shelves yesterday. People trying to sell them, people trying to buy them. It was crazy times yesterday. Something else that was also big for me yesterday was, let me see if I can find it on the list. Here we go. Ribs. Ribs. I was able to buy a whole bunch of ribs. Not a huge amount, but a reasonable amount of ribs for around the 30 gold a piece mark. I bought some even cheaper than that. Some at 14, 16, 29 gold. Then I was selling them back out instantly at like 50 to 60 gold. Managed to buy one more at 6 gold. This was obviously people that were just trying to lowball, like trying to post one auction super cheap and hope that people would post under them. It's a bit of a scummy tactic, so I just buy their low item and relist it. If you're going to post it as low as 10% of the market value on a current content material, I've got no issue buying it. You can whisper me and call me a dick all you like. I don't care. I'm going to buy your super lowball items. Occasionally, occasionally there were some where there was a whole. When I scanned, there was a whole bunch of people that had already listed under those kind of lowball prices. So I was like, well, it's all fair game at that point. Then I'll buy them up. Resold a few of those, so we were buying ribs at 28 gold a piece and virtually instantly selling them back out at nearly 60 gold. 60 gold seemed to be the going rate for the ribs on this realm yesterday, and presumably people were buying the ribs left, right and centre to craft their... it goes into one of the potions, doesn't it? So, or the flasks or something, I don't know. I've not even... oh, it's the food buff, of course. But either way, the ribs were just like flying off the shelves yesterday. So that was a nice little windfall for me. Was able to, and like I said, all of this, you can see the time frame with this. There was an hour, maybe an hour I spent yesterday just kind of like scanning and looking for some good opportunities, and then listing it all and coming back a few hours, like once an hour after, throughout the evening. We're not spending a whole bunch of time on it at all, but like I said, that's the key. The key thing. There was a lot of opportunities that I saw that I just couldn't capitalize on, simply because I just didn't have the liquid gold to do it. Sometimes you well, or at least let me put it this way: the sensible thing to do is when you see a good deal, is not to buy some of them, but to buy all of them. And the problem was I wasn't in that position. So I had to pass on a couple of deals just simply because I didn't have the gold to buy them at the time, which was sad panda face on that one. But we did all right either way. We over doubled our gold value on this character yesterday with very little effort whatsoever. Let's get these items relisted on the auction house. Let's send some gold over to our other character, of which can then, as they ding 48. We can get them epic flying, and we can start pushing them through the moor, get them into Shadowlands, get Threads of Fate, and then we should be off to the races with actually doing some proper farming on that character. And it will be in the next couple of days. We'll turn these this first 10 to 12k made on this realm, and we'll turn it into 100k very quickly.